Hey guys, welcome to Fast News. I am Brandon, and yes, it is dark in here in case you haven't noticed. And that is really for no reason in particular, except I forgot to turn on my overhead light. So I am sorry about the dark room today. I know that it can get annoying. And I am sorry. That's why I try to keep it bright in here. But I've been sitting at my computer for the last 3 hours, and it just slipped my mind apparently to turn on the lights. I hope everyone's having a good day. We're gonna let some people get in here. We have a lot to get into today. Hope everyone had a good day. And all right, I'm ready to get started now. I needed some water in me. All right, guys. Hope everyone's having a good day. Let's do this. Our first story is out of New York City. More than 1,400 workers outside of Hunts Point Terminal Produce Market are on their third day of striking after management had refused a $1 an hour pay increase as well as a 60-cent an hour benefit increase after their contract had expired. Instead, the company countered with a 32% raise across the board. Early this morning, the union that represents the workers, Local 202 and Teamsters JC16, posted videos online showing protesters getting arrested. The NYPD had said 6 were arrested and given summons tickets for stuff like blocking traffic and disorderly conduct. And now we get into our second story. A U.S. Army soldier has been arrested for attempting to assist ISIS to conduct a deadly ambush on U.S. troops and attack a landmark in New York City. Private First Class Cole James Bridges is accused of providing tactical guidance in an attempt to help ISIS to attack U.S. forces in the Middle East. Bridges was charged by complaint with attempting to provide material support to a designated foreign terrorist organization and attempting to murder U.S. military service members. The FBI and Army counterintelligence arrested Bridges today. He will be presented on Thursday in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Georgia. And needless to say, he is probably in some trouble. All right, now we're going to get into our next story. There was an attack in Jurf Al Sahkar, just south of Baghdad, Iraq. It targeted power transmission towers, and belonged to pro-Iranian militants. Originally, it was reported to be a U.S. airstrike. We now know this was an attack carried out by ISIS. Iraq's security media cell denied that Iraqi security forces are in the area, and that they had been targeted by any airstrikes on Monday night, calling the media and bloggers, to be more careful about spreading this information. Rather, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. A senior U.S. official told Jennifer Griffin of Fox News overnight that there was no airstrikes near Baghdad on Monday night, despite the reports. Now, Rutgers report confirmed that a U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, denied any knowledge of airstrikes in Iraq. And this is all important. Again, Iraq has now said this was indeed ISIS. But, this is why I kind of wait for sources. I did get an alert on this last night, and I'm glad I kind of read up on it again tonight because I had another story typed up. And this is why it's important to check on stuff. Let's talk about the cocaine hippos. It's a serious story, so it shouldn't be funny. But come on, they're called cocaine hippos. They're calling them cocaine hippos. That is objectively funny. All right. But this is a serious situation. Cocaine hippos are taking over Colombia's marshlands, forcing scientists to control the population before they dramatically impact the country's ecosystem. The animals were illegally imported into the country by infamous drug lord Pablo Escobar at the height of his reign. Since Escobar's death in '93, the hippopotami have been rapidly breeding, becoming the largest invasive species on the planet. If the trend continues, the population could reach dangerous numbers within 20 years. As a result, lethal measures must be taken. When Escobar was killed, the authorities took over his 7,000-acre estate, which included a personal zoo. While most of the animals were able to find homes, 4 of Escobar's hippos escaped. All right, I know I've read the story like 10 times already today. This baffles me. How do hippos escape? Sorry, I want the answers. How? They're gigantic. They're like 2,000 pounds. How do they escape? Since there are no natural predators, these 4 created between 80 and 100 descendants that are terrorizing the country's lakes and rivers. By 2024, scientists project the population of hippopotami in Colombia could reach 1,500 if not treated seriously. So I know it's funny to call them cocaine hippos and everything else, but it's a serious situation. It's really kind of messing things up over there. And but the idea of killing a hippo also kind of bothers me a lot, if I'm honest with you guys. So last week, a man in San Francisco shot himself and his 9-year-old son. Stephen O. Logan shot his son Pierce before shooting himself. Stephen O. Logan was in middle of divorce proceedings with the mother, Leslie Hugh, when the shooting happened. While this is an ongoing investigation, Hugh has noted in court filings, O'Loughlin, between the years of 2012 and 2016, paid thousands to self-help and individual help groups after he had started saying the government was out to get us and was trying to mind control us. He is also a noted anti-vaxxer, and that is also in the court documents, and that, that's not relevant. Maybe it is relevant to this, maybe it's not, I'm not sure, but it's relevant. It was relevant to the divorce proceedings, I should say. All right, now we're going to get into our last story here. Our last story is about Pete Harding here. And I'm pulling up the whole article for you guys because, it's the right thing to do in this personal situation. I don't want anyone to think I'm putting my own spin on anything involving this. All right. A federal prosecutor said the Cheektowaga man charged with entering the U.S. Capitol during the January 6th deadly attack had refused to tell the FBI his whereabouts after they searched his home. Pete Harding, who is 47, appeared remotely in federal court in D.C. Tuesday afternoon for his first appearance in the nation's capital on charges of knowingly entering or remaining any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority and violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. Harding is accused of entering the U.S. Capitol when it was under attack by an angry mob and attempting to light a piece of plastic on top of television and media equipment that was destroyed by an angry mob and piled together on their Capitol lawn. Harding told News 4 that he did not participate in knocking down the media equipment, nor did he commit any acts of violence in or outside of the Capitol. Stuart Allen, the prosecutor, said the FBI called Harding on January 14th to ask where he was after law enforcement had searched his Cheektowaga home early that morning, but Harding was unwilling to provide his location, Allen said. When the FBI found Harding at his friend's house in Elma at about 4 p.m. on January 14th, the prosecutor said he had a backpack with him with more than $700, clothing, several gifts, and debit cards, a razor, 5 cell phones, and hygiene products. As a result, the federal government asked Magistrate Judge G. Michael Harvey to keep Harding on electric monitoring and other conditions that had been set during his initial visit in federal court in downtown before January 15th. Although Harding is being represented by 2 local attorneys, Shelley Peterson, a public defender in D.C. on Tuesday, was his attorney for this hearing. She said all Harding did was leave home to visit a friend to avoid any harassment from the media. Therefore, Harding poses no legitimate risk of flight, Peterson said. Your Honor, I contacted the FBI immediately, Harding said, to which the judge responded, Mr. Harding, you don't want to talk. Harding is referring to when he called the FBI shortly after he returned home from the Capitol because people were calling for him to be arrested. Harvey said the electronic monitoring was ordered in Buffalo. He would agree to continue that until Harding's case is adjudicated. Along with other conditions, including a 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. curfew. Harding's next court appearance will be on February 2nd at 3 p.m. So there you guys have it. So yeah, guys, we've covered a lot. I know I'm gonna probably put this in segments. The cocaine hippo story again. It's funny to say, but it's such a serious situation. When I just I know that they're probably gonna have to start putting them down, and oh God, man, the idea of them putting down a hippopotamus just it hurts me because like they're sweet animals. I've never seen one in person. I mean, they're gigantic, yes, but they're kind of sweet. I think they look kind of cool. I don't know. That's just me. And then, of course, Hardin being caught with the backpack and all that money. I don't know what he was doing with all that money. You can't, you know, I don't know what he was doing with all that stuff. Maybe he was running. Maybe he just happened to have a backpack with all that stuff chilling in his truck. I don't know. So that's what we got for you guys tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And, of course, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Sylvester's here. Wait. Here you guys go.